Hi everyone, welcome back to my main playthrough of World of Warcraft as an orc shaman. Last time we made our way back to the Broken Shore. Now we've gotten the quest to add a new follower or champion to our class order hall. Every class gets one, and some are cooler than others. My warlock, we got to actually save Catherad Ebenlock from his corrupted form and remove that from him so he could be saved. There have been some other interesting ones for other classes. Trying to think of others off the top of my head. Any notable ones? Not really anyone that comes to mind. Note just some other, just some other ones that you'd be like, oh, they're cool. Thistly Crow for the druid, though, she's kind of cool. And then there's the shaman. Let me show you guys who the shaman gets. Oh, let me grab my bonus.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Farseer, we have received a visitor. She orders entry, but the guards will not let her pass without approval. Please head up to the overlooks as soon as you are able.
Meet your visitor at Storm Eyes Overlook.
Blessings upon you.
Let me point something out here. How many shaman do you know of in this setting that ordered their way inside? He said she ordered her way in here. She, that's another hint. Yeah.
I am Magatha of the Grim Totem tribe, and I will be heard!
Yes, that is Magatha Grim Totem. You know, if you were to ask me, which character do you hate? Just, not necessarily in terms of as a bad written character or anything like that, but just a character that is just evil and you just want to see horrible things done to them. Or you just want them to be, like removed from existence. Because of how awful and terrible and evil they are. You know, there's some that come to mind. Of characters that do annoy me or do irritate me. Like, I could say characters like Greymane, Tyrande, and Jaina irritate me. But I don't necessarily hate them because there are some things about them that I do sympathize with. There are some good traits about them. I just think sometimes they do stupid things or they don't use their brains to properly think about the situation or their decisions. But I don't necessarily hate them because, I mean, they're not evil. They're just doing things that I think are ridiculous. And then there's someone like Magatha. Magatha, for those of you who don't know, Magatha is the leader of the Dark Shaman, who are evil shaman who wanted to rule the elementals and have them be like their servants and have them be under their control. She also wanted to be the ruler of the Tauren people. And you know how she wanted to do this? She murdered Cairn Bloodhoof. You remember Cairn, right? The Tauren who we first met back in Warcraft 3 when Thrall and the orcs first made their way to Kalimdor, and he greeted them as strangers in their land, and he helped them, and they also assisted him, and he was grateful to them in return, and was a strong leader for the Tauren people. His son Bane, of course, is the ruler now, but that's because of what happened to him. Back in Cataclysm, Cairn was not happy about the way that Garrosh was running things. So he challenged Garrosh to Mak'gora, a battle to the death. The winner of that fight would be the war chief of the Horde. And Magatha, hoping to get Garrosh's favor and be able to have a chance to actually become the ruler of the Tauren people, poisoned Garrosh's weapon with a deadly poison. Now the funny thing is that in the fight, Cairn was crushing Garrosh. He was just pummeling him. Garrosh was so overmatched by Cairn. Now, you would think that'd be the opposite, but no, Cairn was wiping the floor with Garrosh in that fight. And if it had been a fair fight, Cairn would have won, without question. But then Garrosh got one hit, because he couldn't land a blow on Cairn. And then he finally landed one hit on Cairn. And that was all that was needed. Because the poison, in fact, I believe it may have been from the apothecaries of the Forsaken, who know how to make very deadly plagues and poisons and diseases. Cairn was dead, within a matter of minutes. Because of how strong that poison was. Now, she went to Garrosh thinking Garrosh would be grateful to her and name her the new leader of the Tauren and such. Garrosh was actually not happy because he thought she took the honor of that kill away from him. But it's not like Magatha regretted her actions. Thrall once said, Cairn was my brother. That's how many of us feel. Those of us who either play like an orc or a Tauren, because of how grateful Cairn was to many of us. He was one of the best of us. He's an ancestral spirit now over the land of Mulgore, because he earned that. Because that's how great he was. He was able to become an ancestral spirit, watching over all of Mulgore. This is one of the most evil and despicable characters in this setting. And right now, I wish I could just be able to do what we did at the beginning of this expansion and just shove her off this cliff edge into the maelstrom. But no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to speak to her. Well, let me also point out, look what she's doing to our guards. Those are two of our people, and that's what she's doing to them.
What would you ask of old Magatha?
You're in charge here. I'm the Farseer of the Earthen Ring. Who are you? I am Magatha Grimtotem of the Grimtotem tribe. I am the Elder Crone, the matriarch of my tribe. Though Bane may have exiled me from Thunderbluff, deservedly so, I am the leader that the Tauren need. They sit idly by in their tents, waiting for the Alliance and the Legion to effortlessly roll over them. My people and I refuse to let that happen to us. We do what we must to survive. The Legion has attacked. The Grim Totem need me. Will you help, or will you get in the way?
The Grim Totem shall rise again.
I know I am not well liked here, and my Grim Totem and I were not invited to join you and your shaman here. However, I have come to you with a proposition. The Legion is attacking my home. I've lost possession of some things that are dear to me, and I have nowhere else to turn to. It pains me to ask, but I request your aid. If you help, I offer my people in service against the Legion. I really wish there was an option to just simply shove her off this cliff right now. But no, I have to do this because the player character is always the idiot that does whatever is asked of them by anyone. Look, I'm an orc shaman. Can you imagine? I can't imagine what Tauren shaman main players feel when this happened here. Because oh man.
Run away.
Let's go, child. We must save my tribe.
Of course she calls me child. because she's Magatha, because she calls everyone child. She's like, I'm older than anyone, and you're nothing but a child compared to me. She'll say this no matter what race you are, by the way. So she'll even say this to Draenei, which is hilarious that she would call a Draenei child. And you know, it's not just that she's evil, because sometimes you can kind of tolerate certain characters that are evil, depending on how they go about certain things. But she's just a combination of not just evil, but arrogant. She's extremely rude. Like, you know how she calls you child in a very derogatory manner. Like, she's purposely insulting you. Yeah. It's just stuff like that that just really rubs me the wrong way.
I have little time for foolishness.
When the demons attack, they captured 2 very powerful possessions of mine. My companion, Arikara, and the Doomstone. I believe this goes back to a questline back in Cataclysm. While death matters not to Arikara, the Legion surely has ulterior plans for him, and the Doomstone, such an artifact of power, belongs in my hands, not theirs. We must split up to fight them. For the world's sake, do be careful. I don't need you clumsily destroying everything. I hate you, Magatha. I hate you.
You head forward from here, while I go the opposite way. I will find you afterward.
The Legion shall not make fools of the Grim Totem. Free my people, and we will grace you with our aid in the coming battle. How about no? How about I don't accept your people's aid? These demons come into my home, take my things, and capture my people? They will see my wrath. Destroy them, child. Surely you're capable of at least that. I can't stand how she talks down to me like that.
The Grim Totem shall rise again.
Now, this is actually one of the harsh truths. The spirit of Tony Tutus. What? Okay, that's got to be like a reference, because I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I'd have to go back and look up certain questlines in Cataclysm to figure out what that's a reference to. Huh. He's just kind of following me around. I took my maiden name again. Despite everything, I kinda miss her, you know? Well, at least they're helping me fight them. I mean, this does go into the theme of what of Legion, that you're willing to unite against unlikely allies for the greater good of facing an overwhelming foe that, you know, you kind of have to unite in order to have a chance of winning, otherwise you won't have a chance at all. Yeah, I get it, but seriously, the Grim Totem are one of... They are like one of the most evil groups in this setting. The idea of uniting with them, and yet it still makes sense as a point for how it works. I mean, I guess this is how some people probably feel when it comes to the factions. What's he saying? Why is this tone too fast following? Why is he going, you want to know why women are no good because you think that that all they're doing is calling upon the spirits of the dead, but then you catch them doing a little more than talking. I mean, how does that even work with a ghost? What is he talking about?
It's too far. I'm on rage.
Just gotta free a couple more. There we go. Alright, now let's go find this Doomstone. So I can try and prevent Magatha getting her hands on it.
You want the Doomstone, Shaman? Come, take it.
Got it.
Legion.
What is it you want?
Yeah. I reclaimed Arikara. Did you find the Doomstone? Well, what are you waiting for? Hand over the Doomstone.
Run away, child.
Do not look upon me as one of your underlings, Orc. You are but a child to me. I am not giving you the Doomstone, Magatha. You know not what you say. Give it to me. I think it's safest in Nobundo's hands, not yours. Spoiled brat! That Doomstone is not leaving my side. Then you can just bring me to the Maelstrom, or else I'll leave you alone with it.
How
Keep
do
your
you
friends
expect to
close.
use the power of the Doomstone if you cannot even open your own portal? Foolish child.
I can't attack that.
Let me attack the target. You're letting this monster into our sacred space? She murdered our chieftain. Put it to rest, you buffoon. There is more at stake here than your pathetic chieftain. Pathetic? Farseer, kick her out. I will not stand for this. I know it is infuriating for you and the other Tauren to see her here, Maul. But it is more of a liability to have her out in the world. It is better if we keep an eye on her. She shall not have free reign here, I assure you. Nobundo does kind of have a point. If she's out there, we have no idea what she'd be doing. But if she's here, at least we can keep an eye on her. She may be strong, but we have a lot here to deal with her.
I will do my best.
The
guide
Doomstone. I thought it legend, but here it is before me. Can you feel its power radiating? We must only use it in times of utmost need. Its power has a heavy price. You were right not to give it to Magatha. It could do much harm in her hands. I trust you to keep it safe while we prepare an appropriate home for it. While scouting on the broken shore, we have stumbled upon something quite unsettling. The Legion is attempting to harness the powers of Azeroth's elements. What is more, they are succeeding. We must stop them at all costs. I can open a portal for you to meet Therazane at the garrison of the Fell. She will update you on the situation.
Sure.
We must never forget.
Let's go chat with Therazane.
Come closer and speak.
Hey, Rhaegar. Why is Magatha here?
Speak, and I will listen.
The Legion is forcing Azeroth to bend to its will. We cannot allow this any longer. Do you hear that, Shaman? The rumble of the earth as it tries to fight against the Legion's will. Their half-witted Eredar are attempting to bend the forces of Azeroth to their will. How dare the Legion think that they can corrupt my domain? They have assembled their infernals from Azeroth's stone. My stone. Now they try to bring these new infernals to life. Sabotage their foolish rituals. Crush them. Show them Azeroth's true power.
The earth
I'm
is
going
your
to let the
shield.
Doomstone out of my sight. You're horribly mistaken. Let's get on with it.
The Eredar are here are abusing the power of all of Azeroth's elements, forcing them to their command and using their fell magics. They succeed to do this through curiosities the Legion has developed, cores of power that correspond to each element. Do not allow the Legion to continue abusing our world. Kill them and take the sources of their power. Collect 3 firepower cores. Okay. Your people were trying to stop the Legion before you arrived, but flesh is weak, and they accumulated too many wounds. Without your aid, they will surely perish at the hands of the demons. Go, help them.
Until we meet again.
Yes, in case you haven't figured it out by now, Magatha is the extra follower the shaman get. Let me just say this right now. As soon as this quest is over, I'm going to deactivate her and have her inactive, like, forever. I'm never gonna have her or use her as a follower in any capacity whatsoever. Now, I'm sure that they exist, but I've never once seen any other shaman player ever use Magatha. Because why would you want to have this evil Tauren woman watching your back? I have Rhaegar. I don't need Magatha.
I'm out of range.
I'll barely lift a finger to destroy you. Trying to make Azeroth Earth fight itself? Foolish Eredar.
It's too far away.
Oh, let me also show something else. Look at what Magatha's mount is. It's a Twilight Dragon. Just kind of felt the need to point that out.
I do not suffer fools gladly. The powers of water are generally restorative, the most passive and useful elements. What did the Legion think to do with it? Can you hear the wind, child? It screams for help, for salvation from the Legion.
Stop calling me child.
I'm outraged.
Only the demons have their fell fire, so they assume they can control Azeroth as well. Oh, how wrong they are.
Did you also notice how much bigger her mount is compared to mine? Yeah. Why does that not surprise me?
What's the point of possessing such a mighty artifact if you fear to use it? The Doomstone would be much more useful in my hands. Even if captured, my Grim Totem remain ready to fight. Your earthen ring, however, weak.
Shut up, Magatha.
I am listening.
It seems the Doomstone is pulsating with energy. I provided cover as the weaker of your people retreated. They will return to the Maelstrom safely. I laughed as their infernals crumbled. They returned to Azeroth as they belong. Smolderon calls from across the battlefield. Hey, I reached 113. Smolderon calls from across the battlefield, Shaman. Now it is his realm being violated. It seems urgent. I will clean up here.
Go with courage, mortal.
So Smolderon is here, huh? Okay. I mean, look, I have a Twilight Drake myself, but come on.
I am Fury incarnate!
I will not allow such insolence! That fiend up on the hill, a demon who calls himself the Flame Ripper, is using the power of my realm. Your shaman die as he draws power from the Firelands, mixing the fire of our world with the unholy flame of his. He is extremely powerful, Farseer. You must take him down, whatever the cost.
I reign supreme!
Yes, I could use the Doomstone to defeat this guy.
That fiend ravages not only your people, but the land itself. If there was ever cause to use the Doomstone, that time is now!
I don't think I need to. But yeah, let's do it.
Give in to the power!
limited power!
Pull yourself together, child. What is wrong with you?
Whew. What a rush!
Do not give up.
Ah, you have awoken. I have heard tale of what happened. You have saved the elements from the Legion's control, and for that we thank you. However, it came at a great cost to both your health and your fellow shaman. Many came back to us wounded, dragged along by their fellow shaman. We have seen the havoc that the Doomstone can wreak. It does not belong in the hands of any being, mortal or otherwise. While you were asleep, the Elemental Lords and I discussed its fate. Bring it to Neptulon. He will explain.
Remember.
There he is. There's our good old buddy Neptulon.
You must watch over the Doomstone. Its power is too great. You have witnessed the destruction that the Doomstone can wreak firsthand. You are a trusted warden of Azeroth, but even in your hands, the power caused chaos and panic amongst your people. Imagine it in the control of someone with ill intent. We cannot let that happen. We discussed what to do with this artifact at length while we waited for you to awaken. We considered giving it a new home in one of the elemental planes, but each one provided its own danger. There is no safer place for it than here.
See ya, Neptulon.
I have little time for foolishness.
You are a foolish child. You think you have great power, but you know nothing. The Doomstone should be used for the greatness that it can accomplish. It will waste away sitting in the maelstrom. Perhaps it was a mistake coming here. Nabundo requests that the Grim Totem stay. I stay for my own reasons, not because he asked. If you need me or my warriors to earn our keep, we will oblige. But remember your place.
You
what?
will not be rid of the Grim Totem so easily, child. We will earn our place.
Slash spit. Once more. Screw you, Magatha. Go to hell. Or rather, go to the darkness where Arthas is. In fact, I would love to have you switch places with him right now. Oh, if only we could do that. If only there was some kind of someone we could go to that could know some kind of ritual that could actually get Arthas to swap places with Magatha. You remember how Sylvanas was able to escape the darkness because the Valkyrie were able to swap places with her? Why can't we do that with with Magatha and Arthas?
May the light embrace you.
As the war against our enemies progresses, so must we. We are now able to perform new research. Search out Journeyman Goldmine to continue advancing the Order Hall.
Favor the road traveled by few.
Go! Go!
Yep. Oh, I have to go back to Maiev to turn in this quest before I can be able to do that research there. Alright, so yeah, followers. Look at this. Now it's up to 6 and Magatha's a follower. No. No. Let's see. Activate you. Magatha. Deactivate. You can sit there and you are never getting out, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, she can be a guardian. How many of you would love to have someone like Magatha watching your back? Trying to, in case someone tried to kill you, and instead of thinking that maybe she would be the one to stab you in the back. Because you know she's going to betray us as soon as this is over. Tanya, just force push right over the cliff there. Oh, I'm so sorry you fell into the maelstrom. If only. Yeah. Turn this in.
Warm
Our
wishes.
power grows. So, as I mentioned, that is essentially... Oh, yeah. Like, I want to get a Grim Totem Warrior. No, thank you. So that is essentially it for here. Now it's up for me to go back to the Broken Shore and do all the stuff there and work our way towards getting the Class Hall mount quest, so I can be able to get that, because I've been wanting to get that mount for a long time, ever since they announced it at BlizzCon a couple years ago. And that'll probably be the next part of the show, unless I am able to get a group together to do the Cathedral of Eternal Night dungeon, in which case I'd want to show that to you guys. But yeah, now it's off to do some off-camera tasks that the Broken Shore has us do. So I will see you guys then when we either go to the Cathedral of Eternal Night dungeon or we go after our class-specific mount. Stay tuned.